Hello everyone, it's your boy Hasboy82 here, back at it again with a rather special episode today, because today we're going to be taking a look at Chuckles. He just came in the mail today, and I'm greatly excited. Chuckles is one of my favorite G.I. Joe members. It's tough, it's a tough number one between him and Lil Light, and I just wouldn't know who to pick on that one. I love them both equally. And yeah, they just decided to make him a special release, which I don't know if I agree with. Also, sorry if that's a jarring cut. I had allergies, I had to sneeze. I don't know, I agree with him being a special release. They could have made this a special release, just like these fellas down here, the Crimson 3-pack. But what they should have did, changed his his blue Hawaiian shirt for the white with the pink flowers and no green elements. That's the look from the comics, and I think that's also how it looked in the movie. I'm not certain. I'm going to have to go back and look at that. But that look, I think that would have been a fine look for the exclusive. Yeah, so just turn this white, and it's a different flower. It's a different floral print completely because the green elements are missing. So that would have been great. That would have been like, oh yeah, this is the exclusive. We'll see a mainline release of that at some point. But nope, they were like, let's make the main release the exclusive release. Ooh, I hate that. Hate when they do that. Nice box, though. This is a very nice, I don't think it's an actual picture. Pretty sure this is a 3D render of Chuckles. That's a little crappy, but what it is what it is. But I like this. Little detailing the escape of how he got that briefcase. And, yeah, I don't know. A little nice. This whole box is a little nice with its, first, I thought it was magnetized. This box is not magnetized. It's got this little flap here, which is kind of crappy. I like the circuitry detail. I like this circuitry detail, Extensive Enterprises. I like Extensive Enterprises lore. It's pretty interesting. Rather realistic, I feel like. Number 75. A little dial, little communication dials, and nothing on the top. And this is where Chuckles comes from. Let's get him out of there. Okay, we won't be doing that. Nice floral printed exterior. Tied down with plastic ties because this line is deciding, hey, we're quitting that. We're quitting the no plastic stuff, even though, like, we're still going to give you this. No ropes. Plastic ties. Let's get that very big old briefcase. Extensive Enterprises, the Crimson Strike Team, even though that's not what's in here. It's Chuckle lore, or Chuckle stuff in here. Alright, let's get those ties done, which I'm not going to film because it's a bitch. I'm not doing it. Alright, we got the plastic ties done. Let's get him out of that little thinger. And then there he is. Sorry, looking at him off camera. There he is. There he is, and I love him because he's Chuckles, and that shirt is just great, but I can tell I'm just already going to have problems with him. Nothing major, just a nuisance, really. Annoying, you know what, it is kind of major. It's kind of like a disappointment, to say the least. Like, I don't understand why they did why they chose to do what they did. Like, they had so many other options, and they chose to do what they did. More on those problems when we get a very good look at them. Right now, we're gonna get this briefcase open and we yank out those the single very big bag for this kind of odd, because they just had to have a big box because this guy just had to be a fucking con exclusive. Couldn't have been just a fucking normal release. Definitely not a normal release. Just somehow not a normal release. That's just definitely not. Yeah, definitely not normal release material. Definitely needed to be a special release with all the bells and whistles. So let's get that off. A lot of super small pieces. Let's hopefully not lose track of any of them. Very big fan of the alternate head. Like, I've just seen it, and I already know I was going to really love it. The briefcase. Oh, what am I doing? Let's just get these all unraveled, and then... But what's in here? Oh, I see. I don't know exactly how that protects these two things from warping, but there you go. Inside of there was the glasses and earphones, which to me look kind of warped. Although, you know, at least these make sense to mold in a softer plastic because you're going to need that flexibility on them. But, yeah, I don't know. A little goofy. A little silly goofy, should we say. A little silly goofy. Make sure I got everything. Yeah, okay, we got everything. So the Chuckles, get the articulation breakdown, tell you the issue I have with them. Great face sculpt. I've seen a lot of people say that that's not a good sculpt, but I mean, I think that that's a pretty good sculpt. Pretty good sculpt for Chuckles, anyway. I mean, that looks just like him. That looks just like him. You know, like, he's not been in a lot. He's been in the comics. He got that, like, silent appearance in the movie, and then his figure. And, of course, any refreshes of that figure. Pretty basic stuff, I'd say. Like, nothing too crazy. I like the gun holster is, like, on him. Although it's a little finicky. You know, it doesn't really sit right. Probably gonna have to do something about that. But anyways, bicep, swivel. Okay, get the head, full 360. You know, because it's a dumbbell at the neck. Ball joint at the head, full 360 on the arms. Butterfly joint, which are actually pretty good joints, I'd say. Pretty good joints. Cut up the butt, cut up the shoulder for swivel. I mean, not for swivel, for turn, 360. Which people complained about. They're like, oh, he's going dumb with his arm sideways. I'm like, dude, there's like so many figures with that cut. Basically, like, they're complaining that the G.I. Joe cut doesn't work, but like, there's a million figures with that cut. That's the cut for the line. Like, if I had a nickel for every figure with the cut right there, I would be pretty rich. I guess their complaint should be they need to move the cut from here to, like, at the actual sleeve cut, but that won't work for every figure. This is a pretty good, like, cut for every figure. Shipwreck does it. I'm just thinking of guys in shirts like this. Shipwreck does it. Spirit Knife does it. I know there's another guy with a shirt like this that does it. Oh, Recondo. And yeah, I would say this is a pretty good cut for this look of figure. Double jointed elbow. Really loose top joint. Not loose, just definitely not fighting me as much as you. You know what? That's actually, hey, you know what? I just might call that the perfect joint. Didn't fight me on the top, didn't fight me at the bottom. There we go. Hey, you know what? Perfect. Neat little watch at the wrist with his wrist, and this is the up and down wrist. This is the up and down wrist. The wrist that does the... Oh, never mind. This is the side to side wrist. I was going to say, it doesn't make sense for this one to be the up and down wrist. And this one, you know, same shit, different toilet. Another perfect double joint, though. I'll say that. This is the up and down wrist with the hinge at it and just swivel. Ab crunch, pretty good. Oddly limited at the back, but, you know, really good down crunch per usual. Waist full 360, nothing inhibiting that. His double belt over a belt with his Joe Pro and the spots for all the extra stuff. Not all of it, but some of it. And his knife, drop his thigh holster. He's got up and down. He's got drop down hips. They go out, but they seem seated on the ball, but these legs are just kind of awkward. I don't know why. They shouldn't be, but they are, and I'll tell you, like, why I know they are. Like, but anyways, double joint at the leg, at the knee, God, I'm sorry, I'm blinking so hard. Thigh cut though, 360. Boot cut, 360. Rocker at the ankle for the actual foot. These legs are awkward because these are the Spirit legs. These are the Spirit legs that they've reused from Spirit. And my problem with the Spirit legs is the legs are just kind of awkward. They do this, where it's like, it kind of looks like they're not seated flush. At least they look seated more flush on camera, but in real life, they just kind of look a little off. I had problems with my Spirit release because of that. That's what held that figure back from being a top, in my opinion, is his fucking legs. I don't know who on God's green earth was like, let's reuse the Spirit legs for this figure that's supposed to be basically well into pinless. Like, why? What about these legs conveys anything better than, like, the legs from Outback or the legs from, I don't know, Stalker? Or hell, I don't know. There's like a million different legs I would have picked before I would have landed on Spirit's legs, but whatever. I'm not the Hasbro chief. Let's go ahead and get a better look at those accessories. Basically the main draw of this figure, because they made him fucking the accessory king, I suppose. He's got the little floral necklace thing from Hawaii. Don't know why I said it like that. I should have popped the head off first, but we're not at that part yet. And yeah, just like everyone says, it sits about as awkward as every other review says it sits, which is unfortunate. I was really excited for this accessory. I was kind of excited for all these, but they all sit kind of awkward on him. With a bit of work, you could probably get that to sit, like, super good, but I just don't know. I don't know. It's like somehow the issue is they made it too small and too big somehow. Crazy. Here's the briefcase, which maybe his blandest accessory because it's just a regular briefcase. Here's that manila folder, which has the bat head on it, and I presume is the bat schematics, which fit pretty good in this briefcase. Everything I'm not putting on the figure, guess where it's going? This briefcase, and I think that should actually work out. Here's his gun. Pretty basic gun. Pretty basic gun. I'm trying to think if it's reused stuff, anyone specific, and it might be. It almost looks like Stalker's gun, but if you cut the extended mag off Stalker's gun. Because Stalker's gun does have a bit of an extended mag. It's not huge, but it's definitely an extended clip. And this looks like if you took the clip off it. Maybe that's worth pulling Stalker off the shelf real quick to see. I might do that at the sizzle shot. Fits pretty good in the holster. Really good. And the knife sheath. Which is a pretty standard knife. I can't think if this is reused off anybody. It might be, but it also kind of looks new, but it might just be reused. Huh? It's so hard to tell if that's a new knife or not. Oops, sorry. To tell if that's a new knife or not. I don't know. And then let's look at my favorite, or a couple of my favorite accessories coming up. The binoculars, which is like just a standard set of binoculars. However, I wish they would have painted the lenses something red, maybe. But just a basic, like actual, just basic set of binoculars. Very nice. Not like Duke's goofy, like Tatooine binoculars. And let's see, where did these peg in on the belt? Okay, so they seem to notch into the. They seem to notch in like right there. And yeah, they do. They notch right in there. Might be better to store them upright though. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the notch for the binoculars. Pretty good. Up next is my favorite accessory, the fucking Soundwave, the Transformer as his cassette player, because I mean that's what Soundwave is a cassette player. Pretty nice of them to include the Soundwave details. Like, I'm not a Transformer guy, but I've seen Soundwave. That's what he looks like transformed up. You can see the detailing. This is probably one of my favorite one-off accessories on just a 6-inch scale cassette player. Very nice accessory. Pegs into the belt like super good. More bam. And we get to the Star-Lord type of earphones for the Walkman, because that's what the cassette player Walkman, that's what that is. And these are very nice. They're a little warped, but these would probably go great on like a Star-Lord figure. Wonder if anyone's done that yet. Surely, right? Surely that there's people out there doing that. Try and get those on in a second. And here's his glasses with pink lenses, which kind of nice, kind of on brand, I suppose, for Chuckles. Let's try and get those earphones on, because, you know, I've heard that's kind of a bitch. Can we get them on the way like people would actually wear these, like behind the head? No, you cannot. You're gonna have to like. Damn. Yeah. Okay. That's gonna be a struggle. Okay, we're gonna have to figure that out off camera. And here's the handcuffs, which, you know, they're handcuffs. The plastic at the chain seems not as pliable as it could be. Like, if anything needs to be gummy and weak, it's probably that. We'll maybe get a figure in those. It sucks that, you know, Chuckle being the police guy, like, at least he doesn't have a place for the handcuffs. I guess you could probably swap the binocular spot and have him hold these, but it wouldn't look right. That's kind of a weird accessory to not make him hold. And the story is, it seems like he was handcuffed and he broke out of them, but, like, they were probably his handcuffs. I don't understand why that is what happened. I don't know. A little silly. And then here's the broken handcuffs, which they're nice, but I don't know. They're just broken handcuffs. That's really all there is about them. Go ahead and get those in the briefcase. The glasses. Let's see. Can we get him to wear them? They look like they might not go on his head very good. Okay, we're gonna have to do that. Okay, so we're back, and you know what? He's standing upright, because I can't tell you how much of a Herculean feat it was to get both those things on him. And honestly, they're still not even on there correctly. Like, the headset is still kind of held off, and I don't know if that's the glasses' fault or just because the way the headset is molded. You know, it's unfortunate that at this price point, at the price this fucking figure cost, I can't just say, oh, it's the thought that counts. Because sometimes I can just say that, and it's okay, because it's like, hey, you know what? It's the thought that counts for $25. But no, not when they want to be assholes and be like, $40. Like, this figure isn't even worth the deluxe price at $35, like Snow Job. This guy is worth $25 for real in my mind, but they just had to make him a con exclusive for God knows what reason, and for why I don't know, and for what I don't know. Oh, sorry, that was gross. I'm sorry. See, I'm just all congested. It's fucking getting hit with my fucking winter allergies right now because we got a cold front. But yeah, I'm about to have to take all these off so I can show you the black eye head, but it's okay because they didn't even go on correct anyways. I'll have to fix those in some way. I really like this head. Some people said it didn't look right, but I think it looks really right. It looks even better than the first head. It kind of makes me wish the first head was at least, like, neutral smiling. He's not even, like, making an expression, and that's a little unfortunate. Because that's an award-winning smile. Last accessory up on the lookout is his brass knuckles, which they're cool, but, I mean, Joe's would never really fist fight like that. At least not in my mind. He'd be shooting. So fortunately, he doesn't come with any, like, real guns. Let's see, can we get that all in the briefcase? Nope, the fists are too big. Darn. You know, I don't know why I thought that would work, but I was like, I wonder if you can put the fists in there. It almost looks like it would work. But I think it's unfortunate, they're just a little too big. I mean, they're just a little wee bit too big. It's unfortunate. I'm sure I can maybe Jenga that some way. Let's try and figure that off camera. But I'm going to set up the scissor shot, tell you my thoughts, and I think that'll be the end of this video. Alright, so we got him set up in the sizzle shot. I know, a little uninspired. I honestly kind of rushed through this video because of my fucking allergies. I guess I should have saved it for some other time, but I'm already like fucking 3 months about late to review this figure. Not 3 months, but like 2 fucking months late compared to everyone who had an import figure. You know, it sucks. Joe's sucks specifically because I don't see fucking imports leak for any of the other lines, you know, like Black Series or Marvel. You know, maybe they do, and I just don't know because I really don't collect those lines too much. Like, there's some figures I have. Like, I'm collecting some of the Spider-Man figures. I'm just trying to get a decent Sinister Six put together. I'm a really big fan of what they're doing with the 2-packs, and I'm definitely going to pick up the black suit one because that'll be my definitive black suit. I love the blue line and toe articulation. Definitely going to pick up that new Scarlet Spider that they revealed yesterday. Yeah, that they revealed yesterday. And also they fucking put out one of my favorite suits that I didn't think they'd ever do, but they did it. Last Stand Spider-Man, so I'm getting that one 110%. And this figure... And yeah, so I don't hear about imports leak for any other of the lines, but always Joe's, and it sucks for people like me who don't have a contact to fucking get imports from for a reasonable price. But that's whatever. That's unrelated. This figure, I love Chuckles. I love so much. I love certain things they did, and there's certain things I really, really don't like. The molding on the glasses and the fucking headset could have been better. Headset, earbuds, earphones. The molding on the earphones. Excuse me, they could have been a lot better, but they weren't. And usually, if it was like $25, they'd be like, well, it's the thought that counts, you know? It would be, oh, it's the thought that counts on a figure like that, because it's like, well, it was only $25. But at this fucking inflated, blown-up-ass price tag that this figure did not deserve, it kind of pisses me the fuck off. There are nice things, like the brass knuckles are nice. Some things, again, that aren't so nice, like I wish the neutral face at least kind of was smiling, but, you know, it's whatever. This fucking black eye head is, like, fucking great as hell. Another thing that's not so great, they gave him Freedom's legs when I feel like they had 900 other choices for reuse legs to give him, and they give him possibly one of the worst ones they could have picked. The Freedom legs for me, I feel so weird. They feel awkward and not right. They're the only legs in the line like that aren't like a QC thing, that set of legs don't feel right. It's weird. God, excuse me. And other accessories, you know, a lot of other accessories it comes with that are great. Like, the Walkman is amazing. The binoculars are very nice. Those could be reused upon thousands of different lines. And in my personal case, if I ever get a hold of a good Star-Lord figure, he's probably going to have that in the headset. I'm going to have to tweak the headset a bit, though, so it'll sit right and whatnot. I don't know. I don't know. And also, it's a fun accessory. It is a fun accessory, but not for this price. All these fun accessories, but for this price, really kind of got me feeling a little sour. I already lost one of the little handcuff pieces, and that's my own fault because I dropped it. But I mean, I accidentally dropped it, and now it's fucking, I feel like it's gone forever. I don't even have carpeted floors, and it just feels like it's gone forever. And that's kind of stupid, but not the end of the world. I'm sure I'll find it when I look after this video. But all the accessories are fun, some of them more so than others, and especially when they actually work better. Like the lay reef would be a lot funner if it actually worked as intended, but it's somehow too big and too small. Really crazy. I think what it is the actual neck spacing. Like, the spacing for the neck is too small, and the actual lays are too big. They're molded too big. They should be shrunk by like maybe 2%, 1% maybe. Shrink that by 1% and then increase the neck spacing by like 2%, and I think you'd have a perfect little like lay reef to put on figures, I mean. And yeah, I wish they would have given him pinless legs. Like, are you seriously telling me there was no better candidates for pinless legs for this guy? I really don't believe you. I think Stalker's legs would have been just fine. They would have been just fine, I think. And I'm sure, I'm looking at my shelf, I don't have every figure. I'm sure maybe there's another pinless figure out there that like would also have really good legs. I mean, I think Outbacks are nice, but I could see maybe why you wouldn't give those to him. But I don't see why you wouldn't give him Stalker's legs. Those are far more just generic pants than what he's currently got on right now. So I don't know. It seems like there was definitely a candidate for like, okay, better pinless legs. I don't know. Kind of upsetting. Kind of a little upsetting. Pisses me off a little bit. Other than that, everything else is really great about this figure. He's in a weird spot. He's one of my personal favorites, but they did him so not like horrible, not like 0 out of 10. No, not like that, but just like I guess 5 out of 10 because all the weird choices they decided to do. If he wasn't, I think if he wasn't an exclusive and he wasn't at this fucked up price point and he was like normal release and they cut some of the accessories, which I think would be okay. I don't think we need the lay reef that bad if they're going to do it badly like that. I don't think we need the briefcase. I don't think we really need the brass knuckle fists. Maybe. I don't think we really need the glasses, especially since they mold them so bad. I don't think we really need the headphones or the Walkman, even though I love them. But if they're going to mold the headphones so fucked up, what's the point? And I don't think we need the separate handcuff pieces. But honestly, I think if you cut a few accessories, so like the fists and or the brass knuckle fists and the black eye head, the lay reef, and the briefcase and dossier, you'd have a normal release figure. Maybe you could even keep the fists and the head if you just cut the dossier and briefcase and all the other stuff. Not all the other stuff, but the lay reef and glasses. And then you could have him with the headset and the Walkman. And I don't know. He's lacking and yet not lacking. And it's if he was maybe not this price, he really wouldn't get judged so harshly. Like if he was basic release, or hell, if even he was deluxe release, which he doesn't deserve that title either, I don't think. At least not compared to like what Snow Job and Tripwire seem to be going for them. I don't think he deserves a deluxe release title at all. But if at that price at $35, it might be more acceptable. I might be more able to be like, it's shitty, but it's not that bad. At this price, though, I'm like kind of pissed the fuck off. I'm kind of like, no, this is kind of unacceptable. This is a little unacceptable. This is fucked a little bit. So I think I'm just going to have to set him with a 5 out of 10. Maybe a 4, like a lower, on the low end a 4, on the high end a 5. Unfortunate. It's not awful. No, that's not fair. Okay, so it's a 5. If you want to look at the lower end, he's a 4. Average, he is a 5 for real. Highest he could be is maybe a 6. Just a 6. 6.5 maybe. I don't know. It's unfortunate. It really, truly is. It's like, what the fuck did they do to my boy? My boy! Look what they did to my boy! And it just makes me a little mad. Oh, look what they did to my boy. It is a little upsetting for real. And I don't know. It's not the end of the world, but it sucks for this price. It sucks what they did to him. If they wanted to make a con exclusive version, they for real could have given him the white Hawaiian shirt with the just pink flowers. They're a different shade of pink, I think, and a different flower. They could have given him that, and I would have been like, oh, okay, I'll pass and wait for him to become mainline. That's literally what I would have did. But they know. They're like, oh, we'll make money we do this. And I bet we'll see that white shirt version later on, and it'll be like, I don't know, like a Target exclusive or something dumb like that. It is what it is, and as far as I'm concerned, yeah, this figure's like a 5. 6 at the highest, 6.5 maybe, and 4 at the lowest. That's where this figure stands, and that's really unfortunate. It sucks, but it truly is what it is. I think he'd be better if they didn't give him freedom legs, but like I said, there's just a lot of weird choices they decided to do for God knows what reason. So that'll be it for me, and that'll be it for me for a little bit. My replacement for Firefly comes in the mail tomorrow, because I did go through Hasbro about that, and of course, they didn't have Firefly in the warehouse for replacements, blah, blah, blah. So I'm getting a random. It's probably going to be a fucking Crimson Viper. I'm betting money on it. I would bet my soul on it that it's a fucking Crimson Viper. But I ideally would like Grunt. I don't have Grunt yet. It'd be pretty cool to get Grunt, but I don't think so. I think it's fucking going to be a Crimson Viper for real. And that's going to kind of piss me off. Like, damn, fuck you guys. I'll get a hold of another Firefly, I guess, at some point. So I can have one that's not so fucked up on my shelf. And then get a hold of Grunt, and that next wave, I'll get a hold of it when it comes out. I know everyone got their fucking Ripper early. I'm not doing that. I'm going through GameStop specifically, and that's what I'll go through. Hope everyone enjoyed, and this was my look at the fucking San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Chuckles. I'm a little sour. I'm not super mad, but I'm just a little sour. He could have been better. They definitely fumbled my boy. Not butchered, not massacred, but fumbled. They kind of fumbled my boy a bit, and that makes me mad because he's one of my favorite Joes for real. Like, how you gonna do that? Especially coming off, like, Low Light, a second favorite to me. Like, they both fight for the #1 spot, him and Low Light, and Low Light is so fucking god tier. It's unbelievable. It's like, oh my god, 10 out of 10. To have him be like this, it kind of makes me a little sour. A little mad about it. I'm a little like, for real? They're gonna fumble him like this? They're gonna make it? They're gonna do my boy like that? I was kind of hyped, but getting him in hand and hearing what I've heard, like, he's not QC riddled. It's just Freedom like suck. The accessories suck because they did them stupidly, because they fucking want to charge this ass-raping ass price and then fuck the accessories. Like, oh, haha, you want those to actually sit right on his head? Fuck you, says Hasbro. And that's like, damn, y'all really like that? I'm out here defending you. I'm out here doing this work for you, and for what? For you to spit in my face? It's not that serious, but like, come on. What the fuck? I feel like I'm such a dumbass for defending you. You know, there are some brain-rotted people out there making stupid complaints about Hasbro that don't make any damn sense, that don't make no sense, no nothing, that are the dumbest complaints you'll ever fucking hear. For $25, why is I'm only getting this? And then it's like a pretty full stacked figure. It's something like fucking... It's something full stacked, like, I don't know, like, it's a full stacked figure, and then they want to bitch and then be like, Mafex and Figurites are so much better. And then those figures are like fucking 5 times the price because you only can get them as an import, and unless you live in Japan, and even then I don't know no one seems to know what they actually cost in Japan. Everyone only knows the import cost of like fucking $90, and I'm like, well, $90. $90 well spent. For $90 to Hasbro, I can get basically a whole wave of figures minus one figure. So a whole Build-A-Figure wave minus one figure, which, hey, it depends on how you want to look at that. I'm a bit of a cheapskate. I can't justify $90 on one figure. And I just can't justify $90 for one figure, but hey, you do you. If that's what you want, then that's what you want. That's perfectly acceptable. But don't go comparing apples and oranges and being like, this is so much better. Like, I hope so, my man. I hope it is better. I would be really fucking embarrassed if my $95 thing was worse than the $25 version. I would actually be so fucking mad, you know? Like, I hope for that price it is better. Like, what is missing in your head that makes you think that you even need to say that as like a sentence, you know? Like, what gear is missing inside your brain that's like, better. They're trying to justify their purchase, and, you know, from what I hear, those figures aren't always better, you know, quote unquote better. And so if that's the case, yeah, you don't need to justify it to me. You need to justify it to yourself. Stop trying to make it look like, oh, it's the only thing that makes sense. I don't think so. I do not think so. As far as I'm concerned, Hasbro's doing a fine enough job in their price racket. It's all the times they punch out of their bracket, like what they're doing right now with this fucking Chuckles. That is when it's pissing me off. Like, for $25, you really can't get better. You really cannot get anything better. Just the truest statement on earth. Nothing is in this $25 bracket. And so yeah, for that, you can't get anything better. No competition. They are the undisputed kings. But when they punch out of their bracket and they compare themselves to like for instance, the deluxe figures that are $35, those are starting to punch up out of their bracket and starting to fucking go and fight with like Monster Force. And I don't know if that's a fight they can win, because for the same price I could get a Monster Force figure, and those are pretty fucking sweet figures from what I've seen. I want some so bad, but I don't have the kind of money to buy as many as I'm trying to buy. So maybe at some point I'll get some. But till then, I don't know, Hasbro. Maybe don't punch out of your bracket. Don't punch out of your weight class. You should maybe stay in your the flyweight champion is never going to beat the heavyweight champion. I don't care what anyone says. You're delusional if you think that. So, yeah, maybe the flyweight should stay in their fucking weight bracket, and they shouldn't be punching up, because they cannot. They literally cannot punch up, and they need to, that's a lesson they need to learn, clearly.
And when they do shit like this is like, for this price, I honestly could have got a couple other figures. Like, I could have got something else, but I'm so hard set on this line. This was my favorite figure. If it was anyone else, I would have let it pass. I don't really like Serpentor and Mindbender. I don't care. I didn't get them. I also didn't start collecting then, but even if I had the chance to go back and buy them, I wouldn't, because I don't care for those people that much. I'm a very hard, like, Cobra Commander, Destro, and Baroness loyalist, where it's like, wow, these guys are like peak Cobra. Serpentor and Mindbender are goofy and dumb as hell. I don't care. Fight me about it. So, you know, when it's figures I don't care about, yeah, it sucks for anyone who wants to completionist the line. Yeah, it sucks for people who like those characters, but, because, I mean, I get it. It's sucking for me right now. I fucking love Chuckles. I love Chuckles so much that this sucked for me. This was big suck. But I got over it. Hopefully this doesn't happen again where I have to deal with this crap again. I don't think so, but you never know. You just never know. And so yeah, my thing is, well, Hasbro, stay in your fucking weight class. Quit punching up, because you make yourself look so stupid, and you make people like me who defend you look even more stupid because you punched out of your weight class, and now people can be like, well, what about this $50 figure? You should have bought a Mayfax, even though that's still like $40 more expensive. Like, yeah, maybe, but, I don't know, just maybe, I don't know, maybe you need to sit down and try and find the missing gear in your brain so you can stop saying dumb sentences like that. And Hasbro, like I said, stop punching out of your damn weight class, you greedy bastards. Don't charge this. If this figure was $25, it would be superb. It'd be like, yeah, acceptable, completely acceptable. But at the price it was dropped, unacceptable. Just is how it is. And that's about it. The figure scores a 5 out of 10 for me, and I hope you enjoyed my look and maybe my perspective. Maybe leave a comment, maybe tell me if you want to see me do a series of just ranting like that. Definitely made this video too long. It's probably only going to get like 10 views, I already know it. Anyways, until next time, have a great day, and hope to see you again.